everybody. So today, I think we're gonna make a shorty buddy goodie. Trying to find some path. I'm walking the same road as I do when I have to film some of these very quick, without really rambling on for too long. At first, I didn't even want to film it in the first place because I was busy with writing script and generally doing research. But then I was like, damn it, I have to do it. I must do it. Gotta stick to your commitments. I fell, my entire boat fell into a bunch of water, and there's gonna be more water where we are going. So buckle up, buckos. I don't know why I even chose this word. So okay, let's do this one quick. By the way, check out all the flowers. Man, it's really amazing. That's why I chose it, because of all the flowers. But man, I'll have to sacrifice my virginity to the water. Damn it. So, what I want to talk about today. One thing very important. It's funny how I am this, I'm talking real fast and I'm excited about shit. I'm not really excited. I am more of I want to get done with this very quick. So I started today I started writing a script inspired by a friend of mine talking to me about our constitutional reforms in Russia. And at first I thought, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. I should try one of those. And as I do, I already talked about it on this show, how I do random research in random directions. So I thought, yeah, whatever. I'll abandon the scripts that I am already writing, and we'll just again, and we'll just write this one and see where it takes me. And I did, but as I was doing research for this constitutional changes, I had this very cool idea. I wanted to link constitutional changes with Back to the Future and do it like a 3-parter, like a Back to the Future kind of thing. And I wanted to analyze this constitutional changes with the context of Back to the Future. Because this is kind of like how our country is. It is very righty, it is very conservative, and everybody from every direction, even the lefties, everybody is just trying to go back in time. They try to go back to the future, if you get what I mean. Like, lefties want to bring back freaking communism and Stalin and whatnot. Fucking righties want to bring back fucking before, like, the Slav nation, before Christianity and shit. That's like the hardcore righties. Just random righties want to kind of go back to the kind of communist kind of thing, but they try to reinvent history, so it's more like imperialistic Russia combined with like hardcore modern day Christianity and Stalinist kind of times. I don't know, it's just full of shit. So everybody's trying to reinvent future through some versions of the past. They all look into the past, and everybody is saying, make Russia great again. Like, 99% of our politics, no matter which side you're on, it's make Russia great again. Like, oh, it used to be good. It used to be so good, but now it sucks. And in some cases, yeah, it is true, but I don't think that it is healthy to look in the past to make this future. Like, don't make the past your reference point or whatever. My idea was to link this this constitutional reform that they are trying to pull off, and as I already said, with going back to the future and try to analyze how everybody is trying to reconstruct the future through the past, and take a look at going back to the movie Go Back to the Future, how a guy changed the future through the past, and he ended up just benefiting himself. I'm talking about, of course, what do you call him? Beef Tannen. No, Beef Tannen is the outlaw from the third movie. Who is the guy? The bad boy. Okay, whatever. Donald Trump. There you go. The Donald Trump character. So Donald Trump character, how he went back in time and he gave himself the copybook and tried to make his life better, and he didn't even really benefit from it in any meaningful way. So I wanted to analyze this entire thing, and I wanted to do this epic cool type of thing with the constitutional changes and say, hey, look, that's what it's all about, and then conclude with, well, everybody is full of shit here. Like, of course, if we just take constitutional changes, of course, rationally, we have to vote against them because they're just full of shit. But regardless of that, that is just one little case of the entire political system being sick, being in a sick state of existence. I don't know how to express myself here better. So I wanted to do this, and like finish the entire thing of like saying, hey, yes, of course, here and the constitutional changes, vote no, because of course no, it's terrible, it's homophobic, I don't know, whatever, it's fascistic, very important. So just vote no, of course, that's like a no-brainer. But why vote no? Why we were put in this situation where such a changes might even get proposed? And not for like a random law, for a fucking constitution. And I wanted to say, well, you know, really our entire system is sick, and the best thing we can do would be kind of what Antifa does. Is just like, we cannot really heal the system entirely. There is no way, there is no like click here to save Russia, I don't know. There is no silver bullet in here. We cannot just unite under some flags and go and defeat the bad guys and win. There are no bad guys. There are individual terrible ideas. And these terrible ideas would lead to terrible policies. And in order to kind of combat that, in order to defeat all of that, we have to act kind of like what Antifa does. They don't really exist per se as an organization, like there is no such thing. It's just responses to random fascistic actions, to specific fascistic things that might occur in the world. Like, I don't know, a fascist march or something like that. They can go and do a counter march. They can do like all sorts of things. Like the first thing that comes to my mind is, especially in here in Russia, we have a big problem, is that they spray swastikas everywhere, all over the place. They just do it. It's like, whatever. Just cover them up, you know, color over them, so that those terrible ideas don't get propagated. This flower, for whatever reason, was torn, which is very sad, you know. Let me have it. Now that it is dead, I wanna have it all to myself. Do I look hot? Does this look like a blue dick sticking out of my chest with cannabis? Fuck me. Okay, I like. I'll put it in my pocket. You know. Hold on a second. So. And I wanted to finish like that. Yeah, what we need to do, well, hear about no, and no in general, we don't really have a good way of saying no. We don't really have a good way of just in generally, like, what do we do about the situation? Nothing we can do in general. We can just do small little things, try to address each problem individually. Like, you see that swastika over there? You go cover it up, there ain't no swastika there. Ain't no propaganda, go suck my dick. or you see, for example, somebody in your family having, or in your friends having fascistic like ideas in their worldview, you debate them, you talk to them about it, you discuss with them individually how that is a terrible thing to do. And that's what I did, for example, in the military with one of my comrades in there. And I hope he got something out of it. Like, I'm pretty sure he did. I know what I got out of there. So, yeah. I was talking about how that's the kind of thing we should be doing in order to combat this. And in general, there is no general policy. Just give people more education. It's like general good. It's not specific towards this goal of trying to make my country less sucky. So in order for, like, coming up with this epic idea of, like, uniting Antifa and Back to the Future and our constitutional reform, I was like, okay, let's do some research on actual Antifa in Russia. 2 hours later. Everybody is full of fucking shit. I know. Fucking... Okay. I really had nothing to say then. I looked at what people are doing, at what Antifa is, how it is viewed, what it means, and what, like, this... Who gets behind this idea in Russia? And I just have fucking nothing to say. I'll give you a metaphor so you understand. There is a thing that's known as MRA, men's rights activism, which, when you think about it, is a great idea. It's like amazing. Men get oppressed not less than women do. Well, some people may argue that men get oppressed more or less than women do. It doesn't matter. Men also get oppressed. That's what matters. And MRAs talk about how men are treated as like wage slaves, that the men are always sacrificed in the war, on the dangerous jobs and everywhere. It's like, and how toxic masculinity really kills, and like how mental illness is a terrible thing for men, which I had to deal with a little bit, not necessarily like terrible mental illness, because I'm just a very kind of reasonable type of person, and I had good parents and shit like that, but I had to get over the ideas of toxic masculinity that pervade my culture. So, MRA, right? Great, amazing. But then you look at who is behind that. Who waves this MRA flag? And what you see there is that it's mostly anti-feminism. All this great and good potential of being like a great, amazing thing ends up being just full of fucking shit. People who get behind this idea go there to wage war against fucking feminism. And I can't understand, like, I understand that not everyone's like that. That's why I said the movement, the idea is amazing. But when you look at who is there, fucking fuck me in the ass, daddy. Like, oh. Get the fuck out. Like, the movement is perverted, this MRA movement, to not even necessarily be, I wouldn't call it like evil, I would call it toxic. A lot of these very reasonable problems that men's right activism should be about men's rights activism, is instead just like, oh, these women complaining about how they got it bad, well, we got it worse. And how is that useful in any reasonable way, shape, or form? Last time I checked, having it worse is not an excuse to keep a terrible system there. No. And just another thing popped into my mind, how men's are treated when divorce happens. Like, that is disgusting. That's just terrible. Fucking fucks. Like, it's terrible how how men are treated in the court system when the divorce happens. Usually, man gets to suck his own dick, and a woman gets everything. Not okay. I won't say usually, but oftentimes, especially with like children and shit. The justice system is just terrible in these situations, and in Russia, fucking too. But fuck me. People who get behind MRA is just like, it's just sad. It's the same as Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter, great thing, amazing thing. So many like good problems that they raise and that they should talk about how do we police communities, how we need to educate the general citizens in terms of like when you are interacting with the police. I know that currently in America there's like this big thing with the police and Black Lives Matter. Yes, very important thing. But again, in general, if you are going to keep the police system, or like for example in Russia there is no such thing. There are no Black Lives Matter. It's just general overall fucking racism against everybody who comes to our country who is not Russian for whatever standard. Like, I don't give a crap about what their standards are. If you're fucking Nazi, or if you're just a fucking normie who thinks that all the, I don't know, all the people coming from where, like, random neighboring countries, they are just, oh, they're so bad, oh, they're so evil. They have all these backwards laws. Proceeds having backwards laws in his own country. So, Blue Lives Matter. Yes, blue lives do matter, but what that kind of movement opposes, who gets behind this movement, now that's where I have the problem. I have a couple of questions towards you. People who get behind that are full of shit. Not everybody, again, not everybody. Like, I understand that the movement itself and its ideas are not necessarily terrible. We have some good points in there, like every movement does. But fucking look who gets behind it. It's the same thing with Antifa in Russia, basically. Again, not everybody, but just fuck me. I don't, and I had nothing to say. Like 2 hours later, after I decided that that's an awesome video that I'm gonna make, I don't fucking know. If I said at the end of my video that is gonna be in Russia about problems of Russia, if I said at the end of the video like, well, you know, you gotta be like Antifa, you know, gotta address all those problems step by step. Yeah. That wouldn't be true. That wouldn't be what actually is happening. That wouldn't be who Antifa here actually is. I probably can still talk about like the ideas of Antifa, but I kind of cannot, because people, like, I'm limited. I can probably make a video dedicated to Antifa that would specifically talk about these problems and how to work around them. But I cannot use Antifa as a positive image, which is fucking annoying. Because anti-fascism, what can be fucking more positive than fucking that? Like, if you take fascism, fucking Second World War erupted over it. Every fucking soldier in the fucking Second World War who was not a Nazi was fighting against fucking fascism. And I guess who's not Japanese as well. But I guess they kind of were Nazis too. Just their own weird kind of Nazism. Doesn't matter. That was not my point. That I cannot use Antifa as a good image and say, do you like those guys? You know, they are good. I cannot. And that's kind of how I ended up. It was midday. Like my entire morning was spent coming up with the idea and then writing some of it. I wrote actually a bunch of it, and then I was like, "Fuck." I cannot. I guess I can still make a video about going back to the future, but fuck me. Like, it lost this entire... I forgot to mention. I wanted to address that, hey, look at how the main heroes in Back to the Future, they just address problems, and as they keep rising, just one at a time, trying to knock them out, and like, eventually everything gets sorted out. But I cannot quite do that now. Like, it lost the punch-in, it lost its punchline of giving people some positive image, like having cartoon characters, movie characters, I guess, as a positive image. Not really. It's not reinforced this idea here. Okay, there's like a giant dog. I think, yeah, it's a dog jumping through the flowers. The idea is not reinforced. There's no punchline. There's no like, there you go, you know. There's no good feeling at the end of the video that, you know, haha, we got him. Everything is full of shit, but you know, regardless of all that, we got some good boys in our team. Fucking no. So I'll make it a little bit of a different video. I'm not gonna be using Back to the Future, probably. I might reference it, I might talk a little bit, I might mention it a little bit. Instead, I'm gonna be using Spirited Away. And the video will not have this cool gotcha punchline type of moment. I don't think so. Instead, it will have this moment of I don't know what to do neither. I guess we can just do what we can do at this specific moment. Try to care after people who we care about, you know, be stoic, just try to persevere through all the bullshit that's happening, you know, do our little part. That's it. There won't be this cool three-part structure because that kind of thing relies on after all this like explanation about our history and full of shittery and everything, and just coming back and smashing and saying, hey, no, we still can do something. And I cannot say that. Because I won't be evoking a good image. I won't be really provided people with something to hope for. Thus, I don't know. I guess that's it for today. That's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. How I got disappointed with life, with the world, with everything. How we cannot. I'll give you this. Life is fucking complicated. And If I learned one thing during the making of this script and of this video that I hopefully will release, it's that it's not that I learned it. It's that I came to Karazhan looking for answers. I don't know, to defeat the Legion. What I got was a reminder that not one man, not even a guardian, can stand against the burning Legion alone. You know, kind of the same thing. I came to the research of Antifa in Russia seeking answers. What I got was a reminder that after all, I hate sounding like a fucking liberal or libertarian, because I can understand societal problems as societal problems, but when you have no good ways, like when everybody around you is full of shit to some extent, the only thing you can do is live with all of that. Live with them. Live with those people, exist, and make alliances. You know, just make alliances with people on different topics with whom you agree on those topics, and try to achieve that. That's the kind of thing that I really learned in the military, you know, where everybody is so fucking different and nobody really wants to improve really anything. Everybody just kind of wants to tug the towel to, not the towel, just tug the bed sheets to their side or whatever. The best thing you can do is just fight for yourself. Stand firm for what you believe in. Unite with people who might help you in achieving those things. Unite with other people who might help you in achieving those things. Just the general rule of life, which is don't be a dick, here becomes the only law. I cannot really talk about these systemic problems because as of yet, there is no, like, in order to deal with systemic problems, you need systemic opposition. And here we don't have fucking systemic opposition. We just have randos doing random crazy shit. So, when I did my research, what I found is that fucking Nazis would be fucking better than the fucking Antifa. Not actual Nazis, you know, like skinheads. Those are the people who actually care about important things, about like education shit, who actually do value something. Not like necessarily like, how do I put it? Of course there are crazy people every fucking where. But you would find more people who care about a thing in the world and who would be willing and how do I put it? I don't want to say more tolerant about them, but I would say who are willing to work with and help you if you have something in unity with them, some goal with them, than fucking Russian fucking Antifa. I don't fucking know. I guess that's it. I just really felt like I had to get it off my chest. It was just a terrible experience doing this kind of thing. there's a lot of talk in Russia about like extremists and shit, and we have a lot of extremists put into fucking jail. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why that is happening. There was a bug on my sleeve. Kind of an ugly one though, with like 2 tails. It was like more of a fly weird thing. Fucking extremists, you can suck my dick if you want to harm anybody for no apparent reason. With your fucking extremism. If you are not willing to work to a greater society to make something good, to make this world a better place, a less suckier place, not just a place that your ideology or whatever tells you how to do. I mean, probably there are good people in Antifa in Russia somewhere, and probably there are disgusting, terrible Nazis and skinheads, like it's obvious. But as a general thing, you cannot really get behind any of these. You can only stand by yourself and talk about what your values are, what you are trying to make, and why. And I guess that's kind of it. Video started very fast. Now it's very slow. I wanted to drive the point home. I don't know. We have no way to, like, with friends like these who fucking needs enemies, right? Libertarians and liberals always talk about how, you know, you are an individual, and how Margaret Thatcher talked about that there are no societies, there are individual people, and then there's families. I think something like that goes a famous quote. It's actually, if I'm not mistaken, taken out of context. She was referring to something, but it doesn't matter. That all shit doesn't matter to me. That in the end, we have to make a stand as individuals. Sometimes we cannot get behind an ideology, even a good one. Like, labels are a great tool if they work, but some labels get fucked up and they no longer work. Like, Nazis would know, like, I would know that more than anybody, that how Nazis, like, they put a label of immigrant, like foreigner, on random people everywhere, like fucking American Nazis. It's like an oxymoron, you know. That's not your fucking land. Get the fucking out there if you're such a Nazi. Like, put all the Indians and not Indians, Native Americans, okay? In Russia we call them Indians. Put all the Native Americans in that land and get the fuck out of there. But no, fuck no. They don't do it. I guess that is it. That's everything I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to be an individual. Think for yourself. Don't be a sheeple. And if you, like, don't forget, if you want to talk about something, be it ideology or whatever, don't forget to do your fucking research. Thank you for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye. Don't be a dick.